I should have told you to get my earphones from out of the car in the front seat, please. Thank you.
Oh, man. So we're officially live, right?
You get my thing up where I can see what people say.
Uh-huh.
I can't do nothing without people knowing. And this was the first time I was doing this live. We used to record it, remember? We never did anything live. I don't know why.
I know.
I don't know why we did, but we never did we?
Well, new things for new times, man.
What did you say, Ocho?
New things, new times.
Yeah, we got to do stuff new. I mean, you can't just keep doing the same cheese, right? What's up,
Yep.
June Johnson? So I got to push the forward on this button here. All right. All righty. Welcome, everybody. As you come in, we are doing Out of the Box 2.0. Me and Kiki started the thing, and Ocho came in. We had lost members along the way, but they are still alive, all of them. Through the COVID, they're lost now. We know, Jonathan's doing well, I think. He's doing movies, and I see pictures doing well. And I see Ryan on quite frequently, so he's doing well. Sam would be here, but Sam's working. So Sam's got a job now, so he's working all the time. And so it's just me and Ocho and Kiki. We'll see what happens every week if we get to do it every week. And I'm going to let each of you talk about what you're doing right now. I'll start with Ocho because he's like the man that's got so many movies coming out that we can't keep up with him. So I'll let you talk.
Right.
Ocho.
All right. So I just want to say I'm happy to be back, hanging out of the box 2.0. Here with my good friends Kiki and Mike. I've been really busy as of late. I am partnered up with Burning Bulb Publishing. We're attempting to do 6 movies, up to 6 movies a year, out of our Tucson, Arizona studios, and West Virginia studios. I'm partnered up with Gary Lee Vincent, who is my best friend and my partner in this endeavor. We just released Strange Friends, which was filmed in January for DVD purchase, and soon it'll be in a whole bunch of streaming outlets. We are in the editing process of a horror movie we just filmed a month ago called Faded Memories. It's a horror / comedy starring myself, Gary Lee Vincent, and Greg Mason. And then I've just been busy. I'm headed down to Texas. I'm doing 3 movies in Texas. One of them being Tapeworm Z, which is a horror movie. I'm doing a post-apocalyptic movie and a short movie over there. So I'll be busy out there. And then when I come back, I'm doing a movie with Derek Solisano, Richard Grieco, Michael Madsen, and Eric Roberts called Saints Amongst the Dead. It's a zombie movie. So you'll be seeing a lot of me, or either I'll be running around with a chicken with his head cut off because I'll be so tired. But it's good to be busy. It's good to be working.
And you're going to be doing a movie in West Virginia, and Shannon,
Yes.
this is my daughter you all seen, is going to be in it in some point. I got to say something about that. Our meeting with her the other day, I thought she was going to freeze up, and she really surprised me, man. So I think she liked you because she usually don't talk to people. It's like, I'm not talking to, But as soon as I told her that she's going to talk to you, she's like, oh my God, I look like crap. I got to go do this. I got to do that. And I'm like, you're just talking to him. That's it. And she's like, she had to go change her clothes. She had to go do all that. But as you all seen, I guess you all seen my picture, or my profile picture. She just graduated from 8th grade. And now she's going to 9th grade, and she's 14 going on 21. So
girls are the hardest, man. I have a 15-year-old who's going to be 16, and and that's why I don't have hair.
I know, man. There's something else. I already went through one, and them grandkids and stuff are, oh my goodness, they're crazy. But it's good to see that you're doing well, Michael. And we keep in touch a lot. We talk a lot.
Yeah.
Kiki, happy birthday! It's your birthday today. You turned 20, right?
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Not quite 20.
You're not 20.
But
What
yeah,
the heck?
it's my
Wait.
birthday.
What? Not 20. I thought you were 20.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's reversing in age. Every time I see her, she looks hotter and hotter.
I know. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
No.
That's
Add
one
20
thing I gotta
more.
say. I gotta say that black women age so much finer than white women most of the time. I used to have a boss. She's like 60 and looked like she's 20, man. And I'm like, good Lord Almighty. Okay. The water. It's the water. I mean, it's that water,
It has to be.
I don't know. She's living up in LA. That's some really polluted water up there.
Well, actually, she's not in LA. She's outside of LA. But anyway, so what have you been up to? Your video froze up on us and we can't see you. But what have you been up to?
I've been taking the tarot class. My taking care of it's not as exciting as everyone else is just staying at home, not used to doing that because I used to be working, but COVID has changed those things and I was oh my goodness, activism last year. Can't even say it. But I kind of don't do that no more. It's just really dangerous now, and it's just different.
So I'm going to ask each one of you. How did you all? I'll start with Kiki because she was talking about it, and sometimes I called her and she was in the middle of doing stuff. How did you survive? I mean, the last time we talked, the COVID had started, and we were in the middle of our presidential election, and some of us like Biden, some of us didn't, some of us like Trump, some didn't. How did you survive the last year? Because we're right at now a year and a month or so that the pandemic started. And here in Kentucky, I know we go to 100% on June 11th, so you can have 100% everything, and here. So how did you survive, and what's going on in California as far as your all's rules and stuff like that right now?
Right now we're pretty much still closed. They're trying to open up, I think, here in June or July. And my husband and we both got our COVID shot, so we're COVID secure, but the kids aren't because they're not giving it to kids right now. But we're covered. So there's a lot of people that are still not wearing their masks and stuff like that. But we're still in that weird spot that a lot of people don't know what the severity is of when you don't do that kind of stuff. You need to protect yourself because if you want to open, you have to just do that.
So how did you survive though? I know that you did.
Instacart, Uber.
Instacart
I
and
was
stuff like that, right?
marijuana. My antidepressant.
Weren't you doing that before COVID though?
I know.
Yeah, but I think I was double dipping.
I don't know. Hey, look, it was you and Jonathan in a close race who was going to pass out first, because there were some times when you were come on, Ocho, tell her she was completely baked.
It was a bet whether it was her or Jonathan that was going to pass out.
He fueled my hay fire.
It was like, oh my God. I mean, I wish I could get baked, but in Kentucky you can't get baked. So
yeah, that's the thing that helped, was being able to get baked, was because it was so sad that my two little ones, we would go in and out to the grocery stores and stuff, and the two little ones would be like, can we just go to Walmart, please? Can we just go down the toy aisle, please? I just want a toy, please, Papo, please. I'm like, no, you can't go. And when we did take them, they were like, where's all the toilet paper?
So you did get vaccinated. Can I ask you what made you decide to get vaccinated? Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not vaccinated. I'm not going to get vaccinated, and I don't. And nobody's going to convince me otherwise. So I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. My family feels about it. What made you decide to get vaccinated and trust? I'm going to ask you too, Ocho. Trust a vaccine that didn't even take a year to make.
Well, I think because COVID has been around for a long time and it has been on her bleach bottles. They have been talking about it under Obama's watch. If you really like did your research and stuff and vetted the vaccine itself, I just think that the Pfizer one is the one that I got was the double dose. That one was out a little longer. I think the bandwagoners that wanted to push out for it, I wouldn't have gotten those, the one dose, because it's kind of scary to me. It's like all of a sudden now there's a one dose that you can take, but I wanted to protect my family. I wanted to protect my loved ones if I wanted to go visit them, because I'm a transplant in California. Everyone else is back east, so if I wanted to see them, I wanted to just make sure that I was safe.
Or, well, I'm going to ask you that, and we'll get back to what you did during the year. But Ocho, did you all take the vaccine?
Um, I did not get vaccinated. I vaccination kind of scares me. Only because normal vaccinations, it's not even a vaccination. If you read about it, it's gene manipulation. It's not a vaccination. Normal vaccinations take up to 2 years minimum testing on animals and then again human trials. It just came out too fast, and um, I just can't. You know how protective Kiki I am with my kids and my
Mhm.
family. I just can't risk something that I have no guarantees that it's going to do harm to my family.
Right.
um I'll wait around for a year, see if you guys start dropping dead, then maybe then maybe if you guys been kicking, then maybe I'll consider it. The way I feel about it too is I already got COVID. Me and my family got it last summer. It just was like for us a bad flu. And we recovered. I feel the natural body produces all the stuff we need to fight stuff that enters our bodies, antibodies it creates, and I feel that we probably have the antibodies that will fight COVID if we ever get it again. I'll be honest. I've been working nonstop through COVID, traveling, filming, doing motivational speaking, and I'll be honest, I've been just fine. It's funny, the way I got COVID was because my daughter went to the gym,
Wow.
and she caught it at the gym, um, and that's how we caught it. But I didn't catch it flying. I didn't catch it working with large groups of people. I didn't catch it filming. I didn't catch it. I still shopped. I still did what we had to do. We just wore the masks. Never got COVID. Um, and I can't put my life on hold for something that
Right.
may or may not happen. And that's what I feel a lot of people have done is put their lives on hold. They're not enjoying life. They're not going out and doing stuff. They're not making money, and life's really short.
Mhm.
Life's really short, and if we live in fear, um, we're not living life.
That is so true.
I for one, you know, I'm not as fearful of COVID as I am people because
Yeah.
people in the last since January, I can't even count how many mass shootings there've been. I mean, and people, and part of that I think is because we're all locked up for like so many months that people just got crazy, and people are still crazy, and it's like,
And I
you know,
wasn't I wasn't like a rebel where I didn't wear my mask and I you know what I mean, I got close to people. I followed the rules. I did my 6 feet apart. I wore my mask when I went out.
I still follow the rules too.
Yeah, I wear my mask when I go out. But my thing is, I'm not gonna live in fear, and
Right.
I'm not gonna stay home doing nothing, living in fear what may or may not happen. Um, like I said, life's way too short to live in fear.
Right.
Matthew brought up a good point. He said, "I hate that there's a majorities and minorities. I see someone wearing a mask now. Try not to judge. Who cares? Hey, I'm going to wear a mask. If I meet you all, I'm going to have a mask on. I mean, I'm just going to do that. I mean, I
Well,
guess I've been
it's starting to
pre.
lighten up here in
I'm
Arizona.
so preset to do it. You know that
Yeah,
I feel like that I still need to do it, and I still continue to do it. But the vaccine, I'm just not doing it unless it comes down to I can't travel nowhere. I can't, do this or that, and I have to have the vaccine. But then you get into biblical stuff, and it's like, okay, is that going to be the mark of the beast that everybody talks about? And I don't want to get religious, but I mean, you know, there's so much stuff that weighs on your mind nowadays. It's like here in
yeah.
Kentucky, here in
The only way I'll
Kentucky,
get
hold on a second, man, Ocho. Here in Kentucky, we got so many shows coming, concerts. And I know that in New York, Vince Neil's playing in New York, and it says right on the thing, if you're not vaccinated or you haven't had your COVID test, and you have a paper that shows that you can't get into the show. So what
Wow.
are we all going to do if we don't want to get vaccinated? Go get COVID tests every time we want to go somewhere? I mean, doesn't it get silly after a while? Don't you think? I mean, that we live in a place where everybody's so scared of this that we got to be like, okay, well, we got to show this proof and that proof. What do you think, Ocho?
I think it's ridiculous. My family kind of wanted to go to SeaWorld and the San Diego Zoo this summer for a summer vacation. And I was gonna buy tickets online, and I saw that it says if you don't have your COVID shot, you can't enter the park.
Wow.
And so it's already starting. I told my wife eventually I'm probably gonna have to get the vaccination because I heard rumors that we're not gonna be able to fly on planes if we don't have COVID shots. So they're kind of forcing their hand on us. You know what I mean? What happened to we live in a free country where we can make those decisions ourselves.
I agree. What do you think, Kiki?
Well, that's the whole reason why I personally did it. It wasn't because I believed in the shot. I just believed that that particular thing was going to happen. And listening to, I like watching the View, and I was just sitting there watching it, and I'm like, this is crazy. They're talking about COVID passports, and they're going to scan it in certain areas in New York, and they're going to do a test trial of it to see how accurate it would be instead of doing the temperature, and just have a COVID passport that they mark, and then you'll be able to go into this certain place or whatever. So I said, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
There,
They
our
fail.
freedom is not really free.
They also failed to tell you too how many deaths have happened from the vaccination, and
Right.
how many people have gotten sick. I know personally myself who have gotten really sick from the second shot.
Hmm.
And they were fine before the shot, and they were laid out for about a month. You know what I mean? Close to a month, 3 weeks with the second shot. So I don't know. I that scares me. And it scares me how government's now saying you have to get this shot or you can't travel. You have to get this shot. You can't do entertainment. You have to get this shot or you can't be around other people. That scares me because, like I said, we live in a free country, and they're kind of imposing now their wills, kind of like a third world country.
Let me pose a question to both of you. I'll start with Kiki. Um, as you know, I voted for Trump, and I think Ocho voted for Trump. You voted for Biden, so we're all on different sides. And this is a question I have for you. Do you think if Trump was in the White House, this whole vaccine thing would be different? Or do you
Yes,
think he would still push it as Biden does? And I want to ask you first, Kiki.
it would be different. I don't think he would push it. I think that he would still say that it's a hoax, and we would still be. And I'm not saying I'm just saying what he would say, as the president that it's a hoax, we don't need it. But then towards the end of his term, he did get vaccinated because he did have COVID. So he had medicine for it or whatever. So I think that we still would be in an uproar, not knowing what to do, whether to wear a mask or not wear a mask, because there was no one steering us in the right direction. Um, but it is what it is.
What do you think, Ocho?
Um, I don't think he would have pushed mandatory. He would have, because people would have been putting pressure on him. Yeah, he would have said the vaccination is a good idea, but I don't think he would have pushed it and made it like against our rights, where we're like we have to do it or we can't travel or this or that. Um, Already though, I see changes happening. I mean, COVID is still around even with the vaccination, and people are already lifting up like restaurants opening full
Yeah,
capacity,
that's what's happening. Yes.
nightclubs opening. Uh, I go into like convenience stores and no one's wearing a mask. Um, so I think people don't even care that COVID's around still. They're just tired of it, and they're they're willing to risk it.
All right, stop that coughing.
I know, right? You do a little cough and it's like
Oh,
COVID.
oh. Don't give me the Rona now.
So I have this
No,
question.
what happened is I'm getting ready to take off somewhere. I put cologne on right before this, and I'm choking
Oh,
on my own cologne.
oh my
So,
goodness.
so I have this question for you then, because I haven't been vaccinated. You haven't either, Mike, but she has. So if you know, I'll start with you, Michael, this time. If we get the pandemic again, say in September, are they going to blame us because we weren't vaccinated? What do you think, Michael?
Maybe they're gonna say, "Oh, it's all those ones that weren't vaccinated and they spread it around." You know what I mean? They didn't follow the rules, and they use that as I'm already foretelling that's going to happen, because then that's how they're going to get everyone vaccinated. They're going to say, "Oh, there's a spike again, and it's for the people that are unvaccinated." Um, it's ridiculous. We live in weird times. This whole year and a half's been really weird. Doesn't feel like we live in America. Um, People against people, race against race. Um, it's just crazy times. Um,
What do you think, KD?
I long for the days we had before this whole thing started.
What do you think, Kiki? Do you think we'll be to blame? Are you going to come after us with this gun and shoot us because we didn't get the vaccination?
I don't think that it'll be a gun, but I think it'll be as more of a psychological warfare, like Ocho was saying. I feel that they already have us in psychological warfare with the vaccinated against the unvaccinated, but forcing the unvaccinated. Well, if you want to go to Universal, you're going to have to come to that conclusion to yourself. If I want to enjoy things, or am I going to stay inside? It sounds like something from The Walking Dead, to quite
Yeah,
be honest.
I agree. I agree.
I have a best friend who won't hang out with me because he's vaccinated, his family's vaccinated, and I'm not vaccinated.
That's the most stupidest thing
And
I've ever heard.
he's my best friend, and he straight told me that I'm sorry, I love you, but you're not vaccinated. I got to look out for my family. And I was like, well, if you're vaccinated, that should protect you. I'm
Right.
unvaccinated, so I should be the one worried about myself.
No
Um,
shit. I mean, that's
but
it.
the
That's
way I think they're drilling it in people is that the unvaccinated are the enemy. Get away from them. They're the carriers now, and be careful with them. It's turning really weird. It's kind of like witch trials.
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear. Yeah. hmm It is, and it's
The
the
fact
whole.
is this the most healthiest I've been in the last 2 years? You know.
And people aren't using their logical thought or reasoning behind it, because like you said, your friend is covered but you are not. So I that's the whole reason why I did it, is because I know that there are people that are not going to do it. So I'm going to help myself and help others when I'm around them. And then
Yeah.
also because I was delivering, I was doing Uber and I was doing Instacart, that I didn't want those people that were fearful to not receive food from me if they were to ask, because I didn't want to lie,
Yeah.
because I want to store my treasures. So I was in that weird and copious like limbo. So,
And
and
it
I
comes
eventually
to even a
got it.
point where when people ask me, I've lied a few times and said, "Yeah, I'm vaccinated." You know what I mean? Just
But
so
I
that they
mean,
don't.
Michael, how many of us lied about who we voted for? I mean, because
Yeah.
our friends were for Biden or our friends were for Trump. I don't
Well,
know how many people
working in the
got
movie
pissed at me because
industry,
I said I voted for Trump, you know? I mean, and with you, I mean, I'm surprised that you haven't got grief for voting for Trump because the movie industry is complete Democratic rant.
because I don't talk about it. I don't. I've told you before, like I let you guys know who I supported, but I don't talk about it on social media because if I did, I already get slack for talking about God a lot on my social media. I've missed out on a
Yeah.
couple of jobs for talking for saying I'm a Christian. So I can imagine saying I'm a Republican. I support Trump on what I would get from that. You know, where the way I feel about it is we shouldn't judge anybody on their beliefs. We judge them as a human being and their heart.
Let me
And
ask,
Right.
I would never judge anybody on who they voted for. If they supported Biden and voted for Biden, but they're a good person, I'm gonna love on them. You know what I mean? That's the way we should be. This whole like, oh my God, you're Trump, you voted for Trump, you're stupid, you're one of those stupid people. That's just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
It's, and I'm gonna say this because you know there's a clip. I wasn't looking my best because I was having a UTI, so I wasn't at all gl- glammed up. But when I had the clip, I showed it, and I went to a park. I was called by the cops to not show at a Trump rally, like I was Malcolm X. And I show up to the Trump rally, and all we did was walk into the park, nice and quiet, and the Trumpikins came out. Those are different than the
Yeah.
ones those Trumpikins are different category. You and Michael are different.
And the
It's a
same thing
different
with
thing.
there's the same thing with the radical Democrats too. There's
Yeah, there are radical Democrats.
there's bad apples in every single thing.
Every freaking tree, but no
Um,
one wants to
so
say that.
yeah, they associate everyone as a group or as a whole. But in everything there's always the bad apples, and that's what you got to look at.
let me say this. You know, if we would have seen the Biden that we saw the night he won, if we saw the night he won and he made his speech, I think a lot more Trump people would have probably voted for Biden because Biden was like, to me, Biden's speech was like, um, God, what's his name? I can't even remember the president's name. Help me, Kiki.
Who?
Your favorite shirt that you wear. Your favorite
Oh,
shirt you wear
Obama.
all the time. What's it?
Obama.
Obama. I mean, the way that Biden spoke gave you hope like Obama did, and I was really impressed with his speech because he wasn't like stumbling over words like we see. He actually gave a speech and things like that. And you can't tell me that if you're a Republican you didn't cash your check. I know everybody cashed your check, got a check. There's no way you didn't go to the bank and go, I'm not taking this fucking
Well,
check because Biden
and
gave it
that's
to
just
me.
like a Reagan
You know,
rat.
I mean,
There were
so
people that didn't believe in Reagan, but they ate that cheese.
exactly. We all eat government cheese. I mean, shit. I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
so
But
so I mean, it's like politics just suck anymore because it's like, you know, I have somebody that's going to be coming on here soon, and he's one of the people that believe Trump's still in the White House and believes that all this stuff about Trump coming back on the 5th and all this stuff. I'm not going to get into it because I want him to tell the story, but you know, It's wild. I mean, it's wild because there's so many people out there. I swear to God, I think there's been more conspiracy theories about Donald Trump than there ever was with any other president. I mean,
because
it's
he was a
like,
celebrity first. He was a celebrity first during the time and reign of social media. Those
Yeah.
two
it
go
is just
hand in hand.
unreal. Unreal. You know, would that be the same if Ronald Reagan was during the time of social media, though?
Yes, if social media was
Because
the
Ronald Reagan
equation,
was a
yes.
movie star. You know, I mean, he was a movie star, but he's considered one of the greatest presidents we ever had, Ronald Reagan.
So do you think Biden will be a bridge president for only 4 years?
I
Do
don't
you
think
think
he'll.
Yes.
I
do you
don't
think
He
know.
even
do you
said it.
think he
He
can
even said that
actually
he
cognitively with his memory and everything, you think he can go past 4 years?
No, he'll be out, and
no.
Kamala will be president within the next 2 years, and we will have Nancy Pelosi be vice president within the next 2 years. You watch and see if that doesn't happen. And I'm going to say this: if that happens, I have no clue what's going to happen in the United States after that. I'm not scared of Kamala Harris. I'm scared of freaking Nancy Pelosi. That woman there, I think is what they call the Antichrist. I really do. I think that that woman right there has nothing but bad intentions. And I'm not scared of Kamala. I'll be honest. I'm not scared of Kamala Harris. And some people will say, "Oh well, a woman being president, I don't give a crap. If you're going to make things
I
better,
never I always supported
hell,
a
she
woman
might be
being a
better than
president.
Biden."
I just said don't put the wrong woman as a president. Clinton was the wrong woman as a president. Kamala Harris has pushed a lot of laws in California that I felt were against minorities. Her being a minority herself. Um, I'm all down for the right woman being president. I just don't feel there is right now. Though the ones that could take the crown, I don't think are a good fit.
Right.
Well, I got this question for you, okay? Since it's been a while since we talked, okay?
Kamala's the most. Kamala's a minority, but she's the most unminority I've ever seen in my life.
You know, we haven't talked since the George Floyd thing. We all know that George Floyd, the guy who killed him, is probably going to get convicted of murder. And this is my question for you: do you think that if he wasn't convicted of murder, well, he ain't been convicted yet. I can't say that. But do you
I thought he
think if the
was.
judge, no, the judge hasn't ruled yet. He
I
comes
thought he
back
Oh.
was.
in, no, he comes back in August. The jury convicted him, but the judge ain't said nothing yet. The judge still has the final say. What if the judge comes back and says that he's not going to convict him? What do you think's going to happen to America then?
We gonna have another hot summer. That
Riots.
that's the we're gonna have another hot summer.
Yeah.
And that's not saying black or white. It's just saying think about it. If you were going through this and you're in that cluster in that moment, it's still fresh. That wound is still fresh. The West Coast is not really thinking about it as an East Coast person because
Mhm.
it's the culture is different. The Midwest is not thinking about it as much as the East Coast because of where it happened. People are still protesting out in the streets and stuff, but it has very much dwindled in California. People still throw the flag and stuff, but it is not as hot as it was in the summer unless something happened to someone in their neighborhood in that area.
Let me tell you a story. I'm going to tell you all a story, okay? 2.5 months ago, you've probably seen it on my social media. Uh, Shannon's uncle was shot and killed. I think you all seen it on my social media. It's not no secret. White man shot 3 times, as far as we know, 3 or 4 times in the back because of hearsay. Okay, a white man, not a black man, a white man. Do you think he's going to get justice? No. You know why? Because he's not black, and that's the plain simple part of it. if you're not a minority in America now, you get no justice. And I was there 2 hours after this man was shot and killed. I sit there until that morning and watch this vehicle leave, and not one shot come from the front of that vehicle. He was shot in his back in cold blood on his own property by a cop who is still working to this day. He was not put on administrative leave. Um, it's going to be in the news soon because I'm going to make sure of it because I've been asked to be the person to do it. And like I said, think about that. In backwoods Kentucky, a white man will get no justice. His family will get no justice because he's not black. And it's a sad thing. There was no proof he had a gun. There was no proof he had a knife. There's no proof of any of that. And got shot in the
So
back.
this is what I believe. Everybody deserves justice, no matter your color.
Right.
You know
It
what I mean?
don't happen that
And
way.
what they need to investigate, what they need to have is better police training.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? Police need to be trained better. There needs to be someone that comes down and better trains our police officers. I'm not one of those advocates that say we don't need police officers because we do. We just need better
Yes, we
training
do.
for our police officers. Um, um, I'm about to head off right now because I have to go to work right now in my little second job I got. But I just wanted to say, starting next week, I'm gonna be here for full shows. So
It's been
I'm
great.
happy that I'm happy we're back. Kiki, you look marvelous as always.
Thank you.
Mike, you look but that's just Mike.
But at least you like my set. I mean, do you like the set now? You know,
I like
That's a lot
it.
better.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
But I just come on because of Kiki.
hey, let me before you leave, let me ask you this. Up there, right there, you can see it. That's an Anheuser-Busch can, and it's water. In our world, did you ever think Anheuser-Busch would make water?
No,
No.
never did.
That is an Anheuser-Busch water can that they gave out as water because Anheuser-Busch started making water.
But then again, I never thought Disney would run Star Wars.
Hey,
Okay.
wait a minute. The Mandalorian's awesome, and Bad Batch is just as good. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I have to admit, you got to admit those two are pretty good.
Oh yeah. I got excited because Boba Fett's back.
We're gonna get
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We're gonna get that in December. Book of Boba Fett. It's gonna be great.
All right, guys. I
See
gotta
ya.
go. Peace,
Deuces.
love, and I'll see you guys
Love.
next week.
See you
Hang it out
later.
of the box 2.0.
See you, buddy. So, what are you gonna do for your birthday?
Well, after I get off with you, I'm going to go to the swap meet because they have a swap meet at night. And then we might go to a movie.
What are you gonna go
But
see?
I don't know.
We're gonna.
I don't know.
Our first movie back's gonna be probably Cruella on the 28th. We hope we're gonna go see Cruella in the movie theater.
See, that's the thing. It's like restaurants, I'm okay with eating, but I feel weird, and it's because of Outbreak, the movie Outbreak, and the
Yeah.
guy sneezes, and then all the little particles are flying into the air. Every time I get to a theater and it's time to get a ticket, I'm like, nah, babe, that's all right. We don't have to. We could just stream it at home. I could just make popcorn on the stove.
Well, if you're gonna go see a movie, I'd go see Nobody.
Which one?
Nobody, about the guy that in the commercial, the guy steals his daughter's doll.
Oh,
And he shoots him and
nobody.
he shoots him and says, "Why'd you do that?" or something. It's hilarious, man. I'm like,
Nobody.
I want to go see Nobody, but I think we decide we're gonna go see Cruella. I'm not paying $30 to Disney to watch it on my own TV. I'm just not doing it. mean-
But see, I got kids, so then Mike, if they don't want to watch it again, and it's gonna cost $100 just to take everybody.
Yeah, but I can't tell you. I've got two people going.
No, I have 5.
I only got two, okay?
Yeah, you go do that. I'll go be at home watching it in my lingerie.
Now don't be giving us images of you in lingerie now. Don't be starting that. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yep, my one piece big giant t-shirt from Walmart.
So you're going to swap meet. What are you going to go look for?
I usually look for like there's this Mexican candy I like getting. Sometimes I'll get fruit. Sometimes I'll get jewelry from there. Makeup, clothes for the kids. They don't sell the electronics in the washing machine and dryers. Like I got a washing machine and dryer from the swap meet. Lasted for a while.
And you all that have dirty minds, she's not talking about that kind of swap meet. She's
Uh,
talking about one where they go and they sell stuff. Okay, so
what
don't y'all
kind,
get
what
don't
do they
y'all.
think a swap meet is?
No, I'm just saying in case somebody sees this and goes, she's going to swap meets.
A flea market
Yeah, there you go. Flea market.
for all the East Coasters. The flea market, okay? I'm going to the flea market. Out here in Cali, they call it a swap meet.
The
It's the
swap
same
market.
thing.
The swap market.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness gracious! I watch a guy that does lockers, and he was at a swap meet the other day.
Uh-huh.
This one's up close to I guess San Francisco on the Bay where he went, and this thing was huge. It was a old army base,
Hmm.
and they had like all kinds of people. I've never seen that many
Wow.
people in my life. But people are looking to do things. That's the thing. I mean, now you know we've been in our houses so long, and you know we just went to our doctor's appointments. We never really went anywhere else. We ate McDonald's because it was close, and I mean, I'm ready to go do something. I'm just
Hmm.
afraid of people. People are what irritates me. People
Hmm.
are what makes me deterred from doing things because people are just stupid. I mean, people just
Right.
do the dumbest things, and it's like I don't know if I want to take that plunge because Tiffany's coming in June, and
Hmm.
we want to go see her. But do you take that plunge? Do you go do it? Because I remember even before the pandemic happened, I went to see, and it's not because it's a movie, okay? So don't you all get
Uh-huh.
no damn wrong ideas. I went seeing Straight Outta Compton. And it's me and Hope in the theater. We're the only ones, and some guy sits behind us. So the whole time you're thinking, is this guy gonna blow my head off? This guy gonna shoot me? I mean, is he gonna get? Is he gonna get
Well,
like?
because you're in the middle of a damn pandemic and he's sitting like right
You're
behind
the only
you.
three people in this damn theater. No, it wasn't the pandemic. It was before the pandemic. Okay,
Oh,
before
before, but oh, okay.
when Straight Outta Compton came out, and we're sitting there, we're like, we got this whole theater to stuff, and this guy comes in, no popcorn, no candy, no pop, and sits down. I'm like, I couldn't even concentrate on the damn movie. I'm like
Oh
sitting there
my
going,
goodness.
I'm sitting there going, oh my god, I just know I'm going to get killed in a Straight Outta Compton movie, and people are going to be like,
No.
fat white guy gets killed in a black movie or something. I'm like, what the hell, man? Uh, at least Paul Giamatti was in it. I mean, so, but you feel that way. It's like before even the pandemic, we go to like we stay at a hotel when we go do things in Lexington. There's a bar beside it, and the whole time you can't concentrate because there's so many people that you're like, I just want to go back to the hotel room. I mean,
Yeah.
and I hope I don't have that fear when I start going to things again because
You
I,
do. You
it's
really do.
it's like I don't even like going to Walmart per se because I'm worried somebody's going to shoot or do something stupid, and or a bomb's going to go off because we've been so prone to shit happening. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Even I
Yeah.
mean, and I'm in a small place. I live in the middle of nowhere. Okay. I mean, if they
Hmm.
do a drive by here, they got to be on horse and carriage. Okay. I mean, it's not like the cars are going to come down my road and start
Right.
shooting. It's going to be like some crazy ass Amish guy or something that's going to come through with a horse and carriage and just start shooting people. I mean, so, but we want things to come back to normal, but things aren't going to be normal. I mean, hell, where I live, We have restaurants closed because they can't get workers to work because they're getting $300 a week in freaking unemployment.
Hmm.
You know, and I'm not saying that money's bad. I mean, you know, I got a lot of friends that are Republicans, and they're like, if you all get off your ass and go work, well, where the hell are you going to work?
Where?
Who wants to go work minimum wage for $7.75 an hour? I mean, when you're getting $300 unemployment,
Right.
nobody's going to do that. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our world as it is now is totally different, and it's never going to go back the same. We're never going to go back the same. You know, if Biden would have pushed that bill for $15 an hour, restaurants would have had to close in some, you know, in these small areas because
Mm-hmm.
people can't afford to pay that much money. You know, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, we could have got $15 an hour." Well, you'd be going to 3 or 4 different places before you found a job because everybody would have been broke. There's
Mm.
no way. I mean, maybe in California and places like that, they might be able to sustain that kind of thing. But in
Yeah.
Kentucky, the mom and pop store restaurants would be gone. The mom and pop stores would be gone. Hell, McDonald's would be gone. McDonald's don't even pay $15 an hour.
But
I
here
mean,
they do.
where I live, they don't. It's like $10 if you're lucky.
Wow.
But we live in 2 different places where economically, you know, rent for a trailer here is $200 a month. Rent for a
Mm-hmm.
house here is $400 to $500 a month. So I mean, economically,
It's expensive as hell.
yeah, I mean, you know, but at the end of the day, I don't want to have to take this damn vaccine. I don't. You know, a doctor, not even a freaking doctor that does vaccines, who my mother-in-law has as a doctor, called her and said, if you don't get the vaccine, you're going to die. He
What?
literally told her if she don't get the vaccine, she's going to die. Literally told her that. And he don't even give vaccines. I
So
mean,
why would he tell her that?
what kind of bullshit's that when you tell a 67-year-old woman, if you don't take the vaccine, you're going to die? What kind of world do we live in where they do that?
That's beyond fear mongering. That's just straight fear.
Exactly. You know, and it's, I don't know, we just live in that kind of world, and I'm scared to death that that's just going to be worse and worse as we go along. I don't think that's ever going to get change. And, you know, we all want change, but we don't want change like this. I mean, shit. I mean, really, I just don't want to change like that. But I'm glad we were able to do this again. And
Yes.
hopefully we can do this every Friday. And
Okay.
hopefully we can add, you know, Sam to the conversation if he's not working. Or get somebody else to add to the conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get Ryan to come back for something every once in a while. Or even Jonathan if he's not busy. Or
Mm-hmm.
who knows who will come. Somebody will come and talk to us. But
Right.
thanks for talking to me. Thanks for talking to me. And